Rusty Quill presents.
Welcome to Ain't Slayed Nobody. This is an actual play podcast intended for adults, and may contain material that some people find disturbing. Please see the episode notes for content warnings, and listen with care. If you found our show from Graham Patrick's guest writing on episode 3 of the Magnus Protocol, you might want to start with one of the campaigns he wrote on. Y'all of Cthulhu, our first ever season, is a complete horror campaign in the Old West. Next we have Bleaker Trails, which is in the same setting. That has one complete season, and the final season is coming late in 2024. And if you're looking for something shorter and science fiction, we have a 6-episode Blade Runner series. Thank you so much for listening. We hope to see you around. Our Discord is slade.me/discord.
Hey, I'm Ryan Reynolds.
Recently, I asked Mint Mobile's legal team if big wireless companies are allowed to raise prices due to inflation. They said yes. And then when I asked if raising prices technically violates those onerous 2-year contracts, they said, "What the f*** are you talking about, you insane Hollywood ass?" So to recap, we're cutting the price of Mint Unlimited from $30 a month to just $15 a month.
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 up front for 3 months plus taxes and fees. Promo rate for new customers for limited time. Unlimited more than 40 gigabytes per month. Slows full terms at mintmobile.com.
Hey everyone, Craig Robinson here. I want you to check out the Ways to Win podcast, brought to you by Ford and the new 2024 Ford F-150 truck. On Ways to Win, Coach Cal and I will discuss leadership lessons we've learned. We know all about the days spent perfecting your craft outside of the limelight and have knowledge to share about how strength, inspiration, encouragement, and adaptability are the key ingredients to drive toward your dreams. And those same ingredients can be found in the new 2024 Ford F-150 truck. So check out my podcast, Ways to Win, and also check out the new 2024 Ford F-150 truck. Learn more at Ford.com. Built Ford tough, built Ford proud.
Let's cut back to Carl, who was taking a piss.
So he tries the door after he washes his hands.
Your hands have never been so clean. The water pressure coming out of that tap was amazing.
Irresponsible.
Are there any vents or like ceiling window, like high windows or anything like that I can see?
I don't know. Are there vents or high windows like that in the Hearst bathrooms?
No, it's pretty like wall to ceiling tile. It's not the one that I'm thinking of is like an interior room. It would have been found like within the center of it. It wasn't on that wall, on a out-facing wall of a house.
I think in that case, Carl is going to be seated on the closed lid of the toilet, and he's got like this extreme close-up of his face with tears welling up. And he's like, this place is haunted for real. I don't know if I'm ever going to get home. And he's trying to cry by not blinking because he thinks this is going to go viral. And he realizes it's kind of ridiculous because he's in this beautiful bathroom instead of like in the dark woods. Like he's trying to do the Blair Witch Project thing.
Yeah.
And then he's going to start making knocking noises on the tile with his own foot. Like, do you hear that? They're coming for me. They've trapped me here. I don't know if it's a witch or a ghost or the people I arrived with, but something bad's happening here. And then he's going to take the lid off the toilet and start bashing it into the door.
As you do so, you hear a woman's voice from behind you just say, "That won't help, you know."
She is cold, but I look at the window and think how do I know? Where should I go? Oh, I walk home tonight, dream of a home.
And you can see standing there the emaciated, slightly bedraggled-looking form of Mrs. Delgado. She looks pale, her eyes look sunken. And she says, I don't think it's going to let us go until it's taken everything from us.
You're like a ghost? You haunt the bathroom? God, I fucking hate Harry Potter. How did you get in here?
She looks at you uncomprehendingly.
Can I roll sanity since she looks like this? She did not look like this when I saw her last time.
I think so, yeah, that seems fair.
Also, because she was probably watching you pee.
I did fail one finally. I am filming her, by the way.
Oh, you do lose 4 points of sand for this. You look at her and you realize that her feet aren't quite touching the ground.
All right. I'm going to pick the lid back up and take a swing at her. Since she's levitating, I mean, come on.
No, for sure, yeah.
Hey.
I want to see if it goes through her or if it, hurts her.
Yeah, then give me a fighting brawl roll, and I think she's going to try dodging this.
Okay.
I would.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dag.
I was actually hoping she'd fight. Now I feel bad. Okay. I failed, but I'm going to spend 10 points of luck to succeed.
I rolled an extreme success on her dodge.
Oh, well, fuck it. I won't spend any luck. Yeah.
No one dodges like a ghost.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the toilet lid's really heavy, and Carl's not very strong, so it makes sense.
I think there is that doubt in your mind as you swing the lid at her. Did she just step back at just the last minute, or did the lid go through her? You're not quite sure.
How do I get out of here? What do I have to give it? Oh, we could do a collab.
Just fully take a swing at this woman who's like, hey, you want to make some content? We can do something here.
I have like 200,000 followers. I know it's not the best, but it's okay. I mean, it's a travel site, so.
She looks at the lid in your hand and says, are you finished trying to hurt me?
Yeah, sorry, it was just, you're floating? Do you know that you're floating?
She looks down, and you can see almost a look of dismay or sorrow cross her face. She says, maybe it's too late.
What happened to you? You were fine like an hour ago, 2 hours ago, and now this?
I lost my nerve. I ran into the fog, and there are things in there. There are terrible things.
Like what?
There are...
Ghosts?
Yes, ghosts. You might call them ghosts. I think there's a word... I'm sorry, you must forgive me. My English is not great.
Oh, it's very good. Keep going, yeah.
There is a word I remember reading in a book a long time back. Palimpsest. I think this place is a palimpsest.
Shit, I can't even get to the internet to figure out what the fuck that means.
It is like a painting on a painting on a painting. It is layers of meaning. It is stories on stories.
No, yeah, it's like reposting something, or like a quote X.
Carl.
I'd love to think that this voice just drifts up through the floor. This
just like gives you deuces, floats through the ceiling.
But so it's like a dream. The lady said it's like a dream, so we just have to wait it out. Is that what you think we should do, or should we try to escape?
You don't understand. We are becoming part of this dream. I think this is why they brought us here. That the dream it needs to be refreshed, renewed, and we are its food.
No, I don't want to be part of the dream. He's going to throw his whole body into the door now, trying to break it down.
Do you want to give me a strength roll then to see how well this works? And I think Seeing as I think we established that the door opened inwards, it's going to have to be a hard one.
Oh!
Fuck. I should have, tied a towel around the knob and tried to pull it open or something.
Too late now.
Well, maybe I'll push the roll with that. Oh, no, that's a regular success. I have 65. I'm stronger than I thought.
No, I said it's got to be a hard success.
Well, I don't listen, Scott. Fuck. Do I want to spend 30 luck? I don't want to spend the whole game in the bathroom.
Yeah.
I'm going to spend 30 luck.
Amazing.
Oh, I like that. Okay. Then, yeah, you do, by throwing yourself repeatedly at the door, you hear the sound of the wood cracking, and eventually it does give. It's not new wood, and yeah, you can eventually break through the door. You're going to bruise yourself and numb yourself in the process.
He runs straight for the bar to find everyone else.
Just as you run out of the room, you hear Delgado's voice from behind you and saying, "And where will you run now?"
"You're free now, get out of here," as he goes to the bar.
And you make your way down to the bar, where you can see 3 out of your 4 other companions are sitting there with these glasses of this bright yellow liqueur in front of them. All of them looking really quite drunk at this stage, and maybe it's your imagination or the lighting, but as you're looking at them and they look round at your entrance, all of them except for Casilda, you can see a sort of yellow tinge to their eyes now.
Like sanity yellow tinge, or just it's weird?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Gunning for that bout of madness.
It's like Teen Wolf or Thriller.
Well, you solved my escape room puzzle.
Amazing. I did fail that sand roll.
I don't think it's going to be a bad one, so you lose 3 points with sand.
3, I'm getting close to my daily.
How much sand have you lost in total?
I've lost 8. If I lose 2 more, I am indefinitely insane.
Fantastic. Oh, good. Is he still carrying this now, I guess, slightly shattered toilet lid?
No, he left that behind. He just used his body to break the door down. He is looking a little bit kind of scraped and battered, I imagine. But he's actually gonna walk right up to them, get really close, and say, "What the fuck happened to your eyes? What did they do to you? They made the other lady a ghost back in the fucking castle bathroom. Are you drunk? What?"
Well, that's the point. When nothing around you makes sense, Carl, then sometimes you just gotta get on its level.
Right, but what did they do to your eyes? Did they put something in your eyes?
We didn't do anything to our eyes, Carl. I'm sorry.
They're yellow, like cats, but more ethereal. I don't know how to explain it. Here, he's going to show them on the self view on his phone.
Stop with the phone, okay?
No, stop.
I'm sorry. Congratulations on getting out of there, and I'm sorry that I locked you in there. But it doesn't feel good, does it, to get pranked? Mm-hmm. And everything about this place is. I mean, fair. You want a story, Casilda? I'll tell you a story about here's what a real prank is. Okay, is when in high school takes a trash can and throws it up on top of a flagpole, and that's good fun because it doesn't hurt anyone. Okay.
So, are you saying that we need a flagpole here?
No.
What symbol would we fly from the flag? Would we fly the yellow sign from there?
The what?
Oh, is that what's on your dishware and the keys and the motifs around the place?
Yes.
And what does that mean exactly?
It represents so many things here, but it provides, shall we say, an essential connection to our past, to the stories that birthed us. It connects us to the beginning.
Right.
It connects us to to he who dreamt us in the first place.
Wow, okay.
Well, it doesn't make any sense when I look at it, and I think you might need to like update it a little bit. Is there like a he takes out a pen that he has. Is that symbol on anything around here?
Sure, yeah, it's on the coasters.
Okay, great. Yeah. Do you mind? May I?
Of course.
Great.
No bathrooms, but coasters.
Cedric, I mean, he's a little drunk, but I think he's going to try to like, he's basically going to doodle on the symbol to make it look like anything that he can comprehend, but it's like sort of incomprehensible, isn't it?
Yeah, it's maddening looking at it because it looks like it should mean something. It looks like it should be a letter or a symbol in some language you understand, but it's like it's always just beyond the reach of you being able to put the pieces together. It's like this maddening itch in your thoughts.
So I think as he tries to like make it a cute dog or a face or like a letter in some word or something, it just like does not click in. And he just ends up like just sort of like scribbling like faster and faster and faster. And it's just like, I don't know. I think you should rebrand it though, because it's bad. It's just a bad, it's bad. It's a bad symbol. And I know that's a small thing, but like I when I see it, I hate it. Does that make sense? I hate to look at it.
It's a very small fucking thing. There is a ghost in the bathroom that said that we're in a painting within a painting within a painting within a dream. Do you understand?
No.
Okay, me either.
I'm trying really hard.
Casilda, there's a ghost in the bathroom that said we're in a painting within a painting within a dream within some fucking literature or play. I don't know what she was talking about, but do you know what this means? Like, is this not real?
Mac is like in a bout of madness, like hammered to the max, seeing this world through yellowed eyes, having just, well, yeah, Carl, it's the symbol of he that first dreamt us. And here we are, just in one of the countless geological layers of dreaming, of all the dreamers who've dreamed before.
Except there is no geological layer, because it's not on a map, apparently.
Yeah.
The stars are black, and there's too many moons, and Lou made the right move, and she got out of here, and we don't know where she is. But there's no pool.
So let me get this straight, Casilda. If I tell you a story, does it just happen? If I tell you a story, does it just get added to it all?
It depends on the story, but please.
All right. Okay. Let's start small. And being still in his drunken revelries, like when I did my my Just Go book about Barcelona, I talked quite a bit about Las Ramblas.
Here we go.
The old town of Barcelona, where the streets are narrow and the vibes are touristy, but there are still roses among the thorns. And I found my way to a little absinthe bar where they served glasses and a glass of absinthe, big tumblers, a glass of water on the side, and you could stay up all night enjoying their wares. Oh, your facility should have something like that. I had a lost night there. One of the best nights of my life. Great conversation, great friends. Good evening.
Well, do you want to give me a power roll then?
I'd love to.
Ooh!
A natural 1.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
In which case, you're telling Casilda this story, and you're looking into her eyes intensely as you're doing so. You don't even realize that you're doing this until you break away from her gaze and you look around and you realize that you are in that bar that you described. I mean, you're still there with your companions and you're still drinking this yellow liqueur, and Casilda is behind the bar of this absinthe bar that you saw in Barcelona. More than that, the people you remember being there They're sitting around as well, sort of. They look insubstantial, though it's like echoes or dreams of these people. You can hear wisps of their conversation drifting backwards and forwards, speaking in Catalan and speaking in Spanish. And you lose 10 points of POW. Casilda smiles and says, "And you think this is more appealing than the bar we had before?" "Yes, it has a certain rustic charm. And Carl and Cedric, you are now sitting in this Catalonian bar, it seems, though the doorway you can see, instead of leading out to the street outside, is leading out into the hotel."
But it's impossible. It closed down. How?
Can I have sand rolls off everyone?
Yeah.
Oh, succeeded. I rolled a 16 under 53.
I succeeded as well.
I would have passed before I lost so much sand.
Lost.
I failed.
Uh-oh, you're close to permanent, right?
Well,
Or
indefinite.
Indefinite, I'm sorry.
So Carl loses another 3 points of sand. Does that push you over the edge to indefinite?
Yeah, by 1.
Join us.
Okay. You're beginning to understand. Yeah, I think with everything that Mrs. Delgado was telling you upstairs and everything you've seen down here and the way this story reshaped it, that horrible understanding that maybe you're not even Carl Madison anymore. Maybe you are just a story of Carl Madison. Maybe the real Carl Madison is back there in the world beyond Carcosa, blissfully unaware of all this, and maybe this is just a dream of him that is now part of Carcosa. You're never getting out of here, are you? You're never getting out of here.
He's panicked, but he realizes what Mac just did, and he feels like the only way that he can stay connected to his real self is to just start babbling a story.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, it was 1999, and I was visiting Walt Disney World. I was there for the Millennium. I wanted to see what happened at Y2K, and I took a tour of the Haunted Mansion, and the ride broke down, and all the lights came on, and the screens that they have to protect all the animatronics and projectors and shit was just covered with spit and gum, and it was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. But I knew that this was the best in-show exit that ever happened on the internet, so I took a video of it, and I knew that you know one day this was going to be famous. I don't know if it was going to be on America's Funniest Home Videos or what, but I was going to make a name for myself. And we're there now, right? We're in the Haunted Mansion. We're in the little car, and we're stuck. and the lights are all on, and we feel safe and secure. And maybe if we look at the ballroom, we'll see the ghost of Walt Disney walking around.
Oh, God. So, in the end, the thing that's going to destroy Carcosa will be copyright infringement.
Yeah, Disney lawyers manifest. They just apparate out of nowhere. Cease and desist.
Okay. Do you want to give me a power roll, then? And I think with what you're doing here, it's going to have to be a hard one.
Fair. I don't have that much luck either. Let's see. Oh, fuck. I have not enough luck to make that a success. I have failed.
If you want to, have a think about how you might push that. I'll be open to that.
Of course.
But have a think about it while we cut to Lou.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, goodness.
So Lou was there, rowing her way across the lake, through the cloud waves that are drifting across it. And everything is very quiet, but there are still ripples moving across the surface of the lake, not just from your rowing. But there's no wind moving through the fog, but there are definitely growing ripples.
I think in her mind that translates to, another boat, other people. And so she'll kind of try to gauge kind of where like an origin point for the ripples might be and just start heading towards that way.
I'll tell you what, to piece it all together, you could either give me a hard intelligence roll or a spot hidden roll, whichever is better.
Well, I did roll a 100. So it kind of doesn't matter, I think, which one I go for. So
Amazing.
I think on a 100 then, you see it. You see the ripples moving around you, and you lean over the side of the boat to get a better look. And then you overbalance, and the boat capsizes. It's just a small boat. And you drop into this cold, freezing water. The chill hits you violently as you fall into the water. The water soaks into your clothes, and immediately they're leaden around your person. The boat is half submerged now in the water. And you can feel something moving underneath you in the dark water. Something enormous.
Oh, God. Yeah, I think, she's scrambling, even though the boat's like half submerged and probably still sinking, like she's just trying to like scramble to get out of the water in any way that she can. Just like, fuck!
Well, do you want to give me a SAN roll for a start? Because this sounds pretty terrifying.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a 98.
Is that a fumble? It depends whether your SAN's over 50 or not.
It is over 50.
Okay, so it's not a fumble. You still lose 3 points of SAN.
Yeah.
And you're trying to scramble onto the back now of this capsized boat. Let's have a dex roll, I think, to see how well you pull that off.
Okay, well, I'll spend 2 points of luck to make that a regular success.
So for a moment, your fingers are just slipping across the moss that covers the bottom of the boat. But eventually you do manage to get a finger hold and pull yourself up. This boat is probably going to sink in not very long. At the moment, there's a pocket of air that's trapped underneath it that's keeping it afloat. There are swells that are buffeting the boat, and yeah, you're not sure how much longer you've got.
Yeah, I think Lou's just like screaming for help, like at the top of her lungs, like just doesn't have any recourse here and is just like shrieking. Oh, maybe she picks up one of the oars and like, she's trying to get an oar so that she can, I'm assuming these things are huge though, so she can like maybe use it as a weapon, but probably not.
I mean, you can.
Yeah.
You've got an oar, you're there on the mossy bottom of this boat. And waiting for whatever this is to surface, if it's going to surface.
Lou thinks back over her life of criminal activity and lies, and she just starts to kind of like regress a little bit, and she's just like realizing how dire the situation is. She's just kind of curling into a little ball. It's like, I'm so sorry. Please let me get out of this.
That almost sounded like a prayer. Do you want to give me a power roll?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I am going to spend 8 luck to make that an extreme success.
Very nice. In which case, yeah, you are praying, and you are praying, and you are praying. And then all of a sudden, you can feel something answering you. It's not really answering you with words, but you can feel that there is something listening, something that is hearing your prayers. Not necessarily answering them, but definitely hearing them. You feel maybe amusement as its reaction. And I think on that extreme, your mind just makes the association. Whatever this is that's connecting with you or that you've connected to, it is what is beneath you in the water.
Okay, panicked and, still in this bout of madness. And I think that she appreciates that there is now something that might be able to help her. And so I think that she just starts babbling. You want stories? I mean, I have stories. I've done a lot of stuff. I've been all over the world, and I've seen all kinds of people, and I get into places that I'm not supposed to be, and I have all sorts of stories. Just please don't kill me.
And again, you don't quite hear it as words, but there is a directive or a message that is growing in your mind, an imperative that just boils down to 2 words. Tell me.
I think that she starts recounting all of her most sensational escapades in, corporate espionage. And she's talking about like the time she infiltrated like the Coke factory. And she actually has the secret recipe. It is kind of like without stopping, just kind of like saying everything that she can think of.
So with the stories you're telling this entity, what kind of world are you painting them?
Like a dog-eat-dog world, like a world of like hyper competition and like, like it's a zero-sum kind of thing, everybody looking out for themselves. And just like amoral might be a good way to characterize it.
All right. Well, we'll come back to what the result of that is in just a moment.
Great.
But let's just see what happens with Carl, because Carl was trying to convince Casilda that, or at least tell Casilda about the Magic Kingdom and the Haunted Mansion ride and what it's like once the facade drops.
When he realizes nothing's changing immediately, he's going to remember that the reason there was an in-show exit that time was because there was a little kid who decided to jump off the ride, and he ended up actually getting stuck under his car and broke his ankle because it got stuck there. So they had to shut the whole ride down, turn the lights on. So to simulate that again, he's going to take a bar stool and slam it into Cedric's ankle.
What the hell?
If I could just break the ankle again, we can get back there.
What's Cedric's reaction to this?
Well, I will be attempting to dodge. Thank you very much.
I think I might give you a penalty die on this for being very, very drunk.
Oh, for sure. I think that if, I'll do badly. Actually, you know what? I'm so drunk that I don't even know if dodging is within my faculties right now. I might just take the hit.
Well, I'm bad at fighting, so maybe it'll still work.
Let's see what happens.
Well, let's see what the dice say.
Oh my God.
Holy shit.
I think I might fall off of my stool. I just rolled an extreme success. I think I might fall off of my stool in such a way that I accidentally don't.
Don't forget that Cedric does get a penalty die, so roll a d10 as well.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if it's anything other than a 0, you're failing. So that's a 53, so...
Great, yeah.
So that's an extreme success then from Carl and a failure on the dodge from Cedric.
Well, it's a hard success because I'm 25 in fighting.
All right. Do you want to spend 2 points to make that an extreme?
Look at you.
Oh, shit. I mean, to actually break the ankle, I'm sure I do. Yeah.
That would guarantee it.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Oh my God, Carl.
So, yeah, there is this cracking sound as Carl brings the stool down on Cedric's leg. And I mean, what Mac can see in his drunken haze is there is bone now jutting up through the ankle where Cedric's foot is now sticking at a funny angle underneath the bar stool. And there is blood flowing down.
Carl has a huge grin. Take me back there.
I think it's a good job Cedric's so drunk, so he probably doesn't feel too much of the pain at the moment.
Well...
Does Carl have a damage bonus, by the way?
Oh my gosh, I have a damage bonus. 1d4, yeah.
What? Come on.
So Cedric's taken 7 hit points of damage there from that blow.
Okay.
Whoa.
Sorry.
That's okay.
What's Cedric's maximum in terms of...
13.
Okay, can you give me a constitution roll as well, just to see whether you remain conscious?
The damage bonus got him.
Brutal.
Oh,
Ooh, that's a failure.
Okay, so at least for the moment, maybe it's the alcohol, maybe it's the sudden shock from the broken ankle, but Mac and Carl can see Cedric just sway for a moment on the bar stool and then fall off to the ground. landing on his ankle and just breaking it further.
Max springs to his feet, maybe grasping a absinthe bottle off the counter and stumbling through the space of this Spanish bar, maybe bumping into the discorporate forms of the people he recognizes in there.
Yeah, moving through them.
You out of your mind?
Help me out. He's trying to turn a table over and put it on top of Cedric like one of the doom buggies from the ride, like to position it like he's the kid stuck under the carriage.
This will give you a chance to push that power roll.
Oh, I forgot I never made that roll. Yeah.
I so want you to fail here.
I know you do. Oh, I passed. Hard success.
Correct me if I'm wrong here, but it sounds like the story that you're telling here is what happens when the artifice of the experience is stripped away.
Yeah, it was what really is in his memory from that whole encounter is that the screens that protected everything were disgusting. So this ride that looks so beautiful in the dark is just horrific when the lights are on.
And with that, through a sheer effort of will, Carl, at least for a moment, strips away the artifice from the surface of Carcosa. But let's go back out to Lou before we see what that does to the rest of you.
Great.
And also, Cedric is semi-conscious at this stage, and there may be no better time for you to have lost consciousness.
I thought of a detail that I would want to add to Lou's story.
Oh, please.
There's like an undertone as she's recounting all of this, even in this like intense fear and panic as she's telling these stories. There's actually kind of like almost an element of like delight in the less than ethical things that she's done. And so like, again, the kind of like overarching story, the world that she's painting is one of like, not just not having any morals, but like specifically enjoying it, enjoying doing the bad things.
Oh, nice. And it also sounds like you are very much the protagonist of all these stories, right?
Oh yeah, it's not even like she thinks she's a hero. She's just, it's like she has pride in craftsmanship.
So make a power roll to see how well your stories can shape Carcosa here.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna spend a point of luck to make that a success.
So it's just a regular success.
I mean, would it be interesting if it were a hard success? We'll just go with a regular for right now.
Or alternatively, I mean, you've got 75 there. You could push the roll.
Yeah, why not?
Become this world's god.
I think, yeah, as the more she tells the stories, I think maybe even like she starts to calm down a little bit, not substantially, but like she's super, super proud of all the shit that she's managed to do, all of the like lies that she's been able to pull over on other people. And so the stories kind of get more detailed as she's like remembering sights and smells and whatnot. Come on.
Ooh.
Okay, well, I rolled a 3, so that
Oh.
yeah, that's an extreme success.
I think on an extreme success, yeah. You had this weird feeling for a moment, this perceptual, vertiginous shift that, yes, Carcosa is a story or a series of stories, layers of stories, fighting with each other. But through your storytelling here and through your direct connection with whatever this is, dreaming these stories beneath the lake, you've just placed yourself in the role of protagonist. You can feel something changing. Your clothes are changing. They're drier for a start, but your clothes feel initially old, but they're fine. They're silken. You're wearing this silken robe? Yeah, it's not a dress, it's a robe. That's the right word. And there is a cape or a cloak that's going with it that is... The wind is picking up across the lake now. Actually, no, there isn't a wind. But somehow your cloak is still flapping behind you. And you can feel the weight of something upon your head.
Reaching up.
There is something metal up there, something cold and metal.
Yeah.
Does it feel like a crown?
It feels an awful lot like a crown.
I think Lou has calmed all the way down. She's kind of taking in the new outfit, and she's like, slay. I could do so much better with that hotel than those two, whatever they are.
And as you look back in the direction of the hotel, you can see the path all the way through the fog. You can see the path clearly all the way up to the hotel. Somehow, the pier which you'd rowed so far away from is just there, just up against the boat now, as if it's waiting for you, as if it's come out into the lake, extended out to greet you.
She's gonna stroll back on up to that big old place. And she's thinking as she goes, yeah, I think if it were more modern, it would be easier to get people to stay.
Incredible.
And we'll cut back to the others. So, Mac and Carl and, of course, poor Charlotte are the only ones who are conscious as Carl strips away the artifice from Carcosa. And there is this brief feeling that you're looking at a world that is made up of writhing maggots or worms or something, and then you realize looking at them that they're not worms, they're letters, they're symbols, that everything is just made up, everything around you is made up of writing and language. You look down and you are just this living mass of words that is writhing like this mass of language. And in that moment, you can feel the artifice that makes you up as well. You can feel the lies and the stories that you have constructed to make yourself real, to make the world around you real. And you realize in that moment that for all the artifice of Carcosa, that for all the stories that make it up, that it is perhaps the only true story there is. You are not a true story, and you never will be one. Can I have sand rolls?
Yeah, that sounds about right. God, somehow I rolled. How did I do it? But I rolled a 5 on my sanity.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I did not pass. 88.
So, Mac only loses 1 point of sand.
Amazing.
I rolled a 1 on a d10.
I think I have a sense of, and forgive me, Scott, if this feels wrong.
Oh, no.
Where, like, this is as though seeing through the Matrix, and it's less distressing. It's more like, I see now. I am... For the first time, I see now my yellow eyes gazing out of this thing. It took intoxication for me to really see. Almost like pulling the words off of him. I am nothing. Mac Townsend is nothing. I do nothing. I only serve her, the Queen in Yellow. As I drop to my knees and face the direction that she approaches to give meaning to us all.
Brilliant. And let's roll Carl's sand loss. Carl loses 72 points of sand.
Amazing.
Sorry?
Yeah, that's going to do it.
What Max sees in that moment is just the stories that make Carl up unraveling around him, the contradictions, the narrative dead ends, the incoherences. They all just clash with each other, and it's like watching the strands of meaning fall away like an unraveling sweater until there is just nothing but these little strands of narrative twitching across the ground like worms in the sun.
Yes, the words like and subscribe wriggle by. Like, rolling like like worms away.
Nothing. It means nothing.
He made an in-show exit.
Yes.
Mac, in his bout of lucidity, sees the queens striding towards him from across the cloud lake through the streets of Carcosa, moving through all the disintegrating layers of meaning between you and her. Casilda is falling to her knees, and I mean, you can see just the overlapping images of Camilla and Casilda just fighting within her. And as the queen arrives and starts establishing meaning, that is when Cedric starts coming around. Let's just, I think, move on to epilogues here. So, let's start with Lou then. So, what is Lou's vision for the new Carcosa?
Actually, when she strides in, she sees Cedric and Mac, and then this like Casilda, Camilla thing switching back and forth, and she points to them each in turn. Yep, yes, no, and tries to like get rid of whatever those things are.
Sure.
Looks at these two and says, "You both had some really great ideas," and then just goes about like creating this like Venus flytrap of a nightmare, you know, with like the suggestions. Every suite has a fucking Hearst Castle bathroom, and there's like so much Wi-Fi, and you know, just like goes about with the idea of like a softer touch initially, not so alien and off-putting, will lull people into a sense of like security, and then they'll tell all their stories. And so like, thinking of Carl, I think that she also starts a pretty solid social media campaign trying to get as many influencers as possible into the door.
As Cedric is coming out of this semi-conscious, hallucinatory state, wrenched briefly from reality by the overwhelming pain and by all this liquor that he's drunk, you can see, again, the bar is changing around you, becoming, something more modern and fashionable.
She's asking Mac, what do the hotels look like in Barcelona?
Just like, as the form of a nice Castilian hotel just blossoms out of nowhere.
But yeah, I mean, Cedric can see that this is Lou, but it's also very much not Lou. That there is this regal figure dressed in these tattered robes of yellow with this crown atop her head, who is either wearing some kind of pale mask or maybe she doesn't have a face, but there's just a blank expanse where her face should be, and yet she is somehow conversing with you all.
Yeah, I think that Cedric, in a combination of the pain and the fact that like he's literally drank the Kool-Aid here, I think he feels like compelled by this person and the fact that like Carl is gone, so like that's like gone from, and I think that like he feels as like a travel agent like called to like make the like, he's like, yes, this is no one would be better at this than me of a perfect destination, one place to send everyone to. Why do we have many places we can send everyone to? We only need the one place, the one perfect place. And like finally someone here is like who like values his ideas of what that place is. So, well, I guess how far forward do you want to be? Like, how much are we addressing the broken ankle bone of it right now?
Well, I think at this stage we're wrapping up everything we want to wrap up. So, whatever you want.
So I think that he finds, I mean, I don't know where Mac is, but like between the two of them, like literally all that they do is talk about like trips and experiences and places. And I think they are like the engines for this thing. They are the database of like, here are the little things that will really draw people in. Here are the things that people come to me and say, when I want to, I don't even know where I want to go, but here's what I know, how I want to feel. I want to go somewhere tropical. I want to go somewhere cold. I want to go somewhere far away. And it's just like, it makes this Venus flytrap like so diabolical because it's a lifetime of knowing what people came into that office like, this is what I'm trying to escape from, and this is where I'm trying to go.
Perhaps just to make things worse, Charlotte is still there and is chipping in cheerfully as well with ideas about how to make this the ultimate destination wedding hotspot.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
And where does all this leave Mac?
I want to say, like, let's go. What does time mean in Carcosa?
Nothing at all.
Years, decades, 1,000 years, minutes from now, a very confused person walks through the door of the most palatial resort hotel imaginable and walks up to a man at a desk who is wearing big round glasses and a little mustache, 5+ shadow, and Mac is there on his name tag. It's like, oh, you look very tired. Please, let me show you to your room. They pass an enormous portrait of Louise Jordan, our founder. And as he passes them an ornate key card with a symbol that it's very difficult to describe on it, it's like, so, why don't you tell me everything about your journey? Tell me the story of your travels.
Oh, very good. And shall we leave things there?
Hey everyone, Craig Robinson here. I want you to check out the Ways to Win podcast, brought to you by Ford and the new 2024 Ford F-150 truck. On Ways to Win, Coach Cal and I will discuss leadership lessons we've learned. We know all about the days spent perfecting your craft outside of the limelight and have knowledge to share about how strength, inspiration, encouragement, and adaptability are the key ingredients to drive toward your dreams. And those same ingredients can be found in the new 2024 Ford F-150 truck. So check out my podcast, Ways to Win, and also check out the new 2024 Ford F-150 truck. Learn more at Ford.com. Built Ford tough, built Ford proud.
Thank you for listening to Ain't Slayed Nobody. For ad-free episodes, lots of bonus content, and special programming, please join our wolf pack at patreon.com/ain'tslayed or subscribe to Ain't Slayed Nobody Plus at Apple Podcasts. Nothing helps the show more than becoming a subscriber. See our show notes for full credits and help us grow by posting friendly reviews and spreading the word to your friends and followers. Thank you, and good luck out there.